Hey guys, I am MG and today I am starting my reviewing part of my channel with all the Grinch specials that were written by Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss was an American children's author and cartoonist. He has written so many books, and all these Grinch specials are based on a book called How the Grinch Stole Christmas, which was released in 1957. The book, you guessed it, is about the Grinch stealing Christmas. I am doing these specials because it's Christmas time. Well, was. But enough of that. Let's talk about the first Grinch special. How the Grinch Stole Christmas is a 1966 American animated television special that is based off the book. It was directed by Chuck Jones and written by Dr. Seuss. I got to say that I actually really liked it. Now the first thing I need to talk about is the animation. The animation is extremely impressive for 1966. Seriously, the animation is great because of how unique it is and the time period it was made in. It has a lot of eccentric detail with colors, the character expressions, the setting, and it honestly stuns me more the more I think about it. The second thing I need to talk about is the Grinch himself. The Grinch is truly an amazing protagonist slash antagonist because of how menacing he is thanks to Boris Karloff's performance, the writing, the animation, and his good yet evil plan. Speaking of the voice acting, I think the voice actors do a fantastic job. Boris Karloff is incredibly enthusiastic as both the narrator and the Grinch, and June Foray's performance is simple yet effective. But my favorite bit of all is the music. The music is outright excellent. The Grinch song has amazing lyrics and an amazing vocalist singing the lyrics, and the rest of the soundtrack is very catchy. Plus, the parts where the Grinch steals the Christmas tree like an umbrella made me laugh very hard. However, there are some issues with this special. The biggest one is that it is just a complete rehash from the book, without any major differences in it. I do wish the Who's would have been portrayed better. The story itself isn't anything special, and the animation has a couple of minor errors. But overall, I really like this special, and I would recommend watching it for Christmas. 7.3 out of 10. Now let's talk about the second Grinch special. Halloween is Grinch Night is a 1977 children's animated Halloween television special. It was directed by Gerald Baldwin and written by returning writer Dr. Seuss. This is a weird one to talk about because it has more flaws than the original, but despite that, I think it's better than the original. Let's start with the flaws. The biggest flaw is the story. The story itself is bland and plain. Like, the story is to stop the Grinch from coming to town. That's it. The second biggest flaw is the ending. The ending is lackluster and my least favorite part of the special. The animation looks a little worse with less vibrant colors and is less impressive because of the time period this was made in. The Who's are still under-portrayed, although they are portrayed better than the original, and in the original special, the Who's didn't hate the Grinch. So it makes no sense why they find him a threat here, but not there, since this is a prequel. Also, Max runs away from the Grinch, but this is a prequel, so that also does not make any sense. But you know what? This special is stupid fun, and really entertaining for almost all of its runtime. The lyrics for the songs are horrible, but I still love the songs nonetheless. The dialogue is bad, but really entertaining. The Grinch is even more menacing and evil than he ever was before by Hans Conrad's excellent performance, and is even better than Boris Karloff's performance. Euchariah is a really likable character, and Gary Shapiro does a believable performance of a young lad. Max is a compelling character thanks to his song, voice acting, and the Grinch's horrible treatment towards him. The set pieces are really great. This has a lot of funny moments. We finally see the Who's opinion on the Grinch, despite it being inconsistent, and the animation is still pretty good as it is. Overall, despite its problems, this is a really enjoyable special with tons to offer, and I would definitely recommend watching this for Halloween. 7.9 out of 10. Now let's talk about the last Grinch special. The Grinch's The Cat in the Hat is a 1982 animated musical television special and a crossover starring Mason Adams as the Cat in the Hat and Bob Hope as the Grinch. It was directed by Bill Perez and once again written by Dr. Seuss. Ah, dear. This special, in my opinion, is mediocre. It definitely leaves me more disappointed than amused. Let's start off with the positives, though. Mason Adams does a really good job as the Cat in the Hat and as the narrator. He makes both his roles sound believable and authentic. The musical numbers are the weakest out of these specials, but are still pretty decent. The restaurant scene is my favorite part of the film. It has colorful and creative animation. The scene greatly explores how the Grinch can affect a group of people, and it's just really entertaining. Plus, the Grinch is still menacing to some extent. However, this special has a lot of issues. My main issue is not the story, but it's Bob Holt's performance as the Grinch. He does a really bad performance because it's just unnatural, off, and weird, and just sounds awful, especially with the Grinch. So that is why I don't really find the Grinch to be a good villain in this, because of the performance and how he became evil. Speaking of which, he talks to his reflection, and his reflection makes him evil. That's basically the reason, and it's just illogical and complete nonsense. I could have forgiven that issue if it was stupid fun like the Halloween special, but it's just plain and stupid, and that's why I flimming hate his change of behavior. I'm sorry, it's just that I thought I was going to have a fun time watching this because it's a crossover, but it left me disappointed, and if you thought that was all the problems, then no, because I still have even more problems that I'd like to share. Like the animation. The animation is not the worst, but it's just not good. If you take out the restaurant scene, where the animation was good, then it doesn't have a lot more redeeming qualities to it. Since the background is bland, the wide shots are complete garbage, and is obviously dated. I do somewhat forgive the animation, because this was made in 1982, but not entirely because the original Grinch special, which came out in 1966, has great animation, and makes me surprised of how much it has held up over the years, but seeing this come out 16 years later, with this level of animation, just makes me not fully forgive this problem. Also, the ending is lackluster again. Yay. The citizens sing, which makes the Grinch sad, so he sees his mom in a pool of tears, creating even more worse voice acting from Bob Hope. Although I do forgive that role because, it's a girl. And she comforts the Grinch, and the Grinch becomes a good guy. Yay. Look, this tried to be a good special, but it didn't work because of its problems. So if you're really curious to see this crossover, then go ahead and knock yourself out. Not literally, but you know what I mean. The Grinch's The Cat in the Hat. It was not good, and I'm never going to watch it ever again. 5.4 out of 10. Goodbye, everyone. And thank you for watching. Bye.